And that's amazing. Like that, like compared to what it used to be, to have men who actually are willing to be faithful to her and are faithful to her versus men who were cheating and doing crazy. Anyway, y'all know what it is. Another gentleman by the name of Brent. This guy was terrible with women. Oh my gosh, terrible with women. I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't want to make it personal because I don't want anyone that knows me to watch this and be like, yo, did you talk about me like that? I don't want that. I got love. Anyone that knows me, I got love for you. So if you hear something that's similar, you know what I'm saying? It could be similar. You can't prove it. Praise the Lord. Anyway, this guy, really bad, not good with women. I had to coach him, helped him, sent him some videos and stuff like that. Just stuff that's basic stuff, body language, different things like that. Now this man, he understands he's the head of the house. He understands that he's the man. As a man, you are the head of the family. He's now married. He now has a child. Now has another one on the way, and he's doing great things. The wife is beautiful, like beautiful, industrious. She's like a Proverbs 31 woman. She's very, very solid when it comes to business, when it comes to different things. She works with her hands. She's solid. And that like, even for me, I've known this dude for like, anyway, I'm not gonna say how long I've known him. I don't want to give anything away. I've known him for a while. Sharp guy, man. But he's just very timid, and so by God's grace, God has changed his entire life around. All right, with the things that I teach in this program. Who else we got? Eliana. She was making a lot of mistakes. When it came to men. It ended up actually that she she got a child out of wedlock. Unfortunately, I know it's a sin, which is not good. I'm not here to judge or anything like that. That's her situation. But since those times, like, here's the thing. I warned her ahead of time. I remember I warned her. I told you, hey, this is not a good idea. You need to start moving differently in this way. Didn't listen. Within 10 months, she had a child. So, not one thing I recognize that everyone, like, there's no person that I know that hasn't listened to what I talk to them about when it comes to relationships that's doing well in relationships right now. They're either divorced, they're either still single, they're either maybe they're married but they're not happy, because I know who they are. I've known them for however long. I know what it looks like when they're happy. They're not happy in their marriage sucks. The only silver lining is that they have some kids, but the life has gone out of their eyes, the life has gone out of their soul. Why do you want something like that? I talked to this girl. I said, yo, listen, I'm gonna help you in this area. Just listen to what I gotta say. You'll be blessed. She's doing much better now. She's doing much better. All right. Another girl named Rhoda. I think I'm using a lot of biblical names. Another girl named Rhoda. She needed some advice when it came to men. Helped her to understand different things like that. By the grace of God, she is now married. She has a child. She's actually in a blended family. So she got a child, blended family, different things. Husband is a cool guy. And her life has totally changed. It doesn't take. It's not crazy, like the amount of things that you're gonna hear in the course. It might even be an overload, because you don't need, like, to be part of the 1% when it comes to relationships and creating wealth in that area, and it's spilling into other areas, man or woman, whether it's for men or for women. Watch every single video if you're wise. If you're not wise, I understand it. If you're wise, watch every video. Okay. Moving on. I gotta wrap this up. I got like maybe 10 more names to talk about. Harold was somebody who was addicted to drugs. Really, really bad decision maker, man. Super bad decision maker. Addicted to drugs. Had a girl who was enabling him. She was also addicted to drugs. They were just moving insanely. I prayed for this man, helped him. I coached him a little bit. And his life has changed in the last number of years. Car, job, money, all these different things. Carrying himself. He has a new girl. Beautiful girl, man. Oh my goodness. I'm like, bro, how did you even get this? Even me, because he's not that attractive guy. I'm not gonna hate. He's not that attractive. But the fact, like, I'm like, your girl is way out of your league, sir. But here's the thing: when you're blessed by God, when you're counseled by the Lord's vessels, and you're counseled by the Lord Himself or whoever, things change. You feel me? Another person, Pamela. Somebody that really struggled with anger. Very beautiful girl, very, very beautiful girl. Struggled with anger. Helped her, coached her. Like, hey man, this is how men think. Men don't want to put up with that nonsense. We're not with that. I told her why. I gave her certain details. Now she's meeting people who are overseas, meeting people like high caliber men, bro. She has the options to choose whoever she wants to choose, and they're gonna have a great life, whoever she chooses. It's just tweaks, man. It's just tweaks. All right. Grady. Grady. Oh man, Grady. He needs to have listened more, bro. I love this man. Pause. No homo on that. I love this man. He needs to listen. This is an example, and I know he means well. But this is an example of somebody who didn't listen to sound counsel or reasoning. Unfortunately, married somebody shouldn't have married. They are in legal battles as we speak. It's been about 10 years or so. I love this man I'm gonna love him to the end of my life. His kids are amazing kids with this woman, but the woman has lost her mind. She is possessed by several demons, and it's like, bro, you could have avoided this madness if you just listened. He didn't listen. Some of y'all just need ears to hear sound counsel, and it's not just any counsel, sound. All right. So praying for him. Things will start looking up as he begins to, I think they're still married right now, but I feel like he's talked to me about creating divorce. I'm never going to endorse divorce, but I understand it in his situation. I understand, and there has been infidelity as well. So scripturally, I understand it. Cameron, this guy's a funny guy. Actually, when I was making this program, I received information like shortly after I made this program that he's now married. So praise God. But I don't think this is not necessarily. I know we'll see. This isn't somebody that was necessarily the best for him. But they've been together for a really long time. Honestly, I don't want to say the amount of time because I don't want that to be revealed. But they've been together a long time. But it's just sometimes you don't want to settle. You don't want to have to settle, and he settled. So people, you gotta listen, man. Like your life is gonna go a certain direction whether if you listen to sound counsel or you don't. I want to get through this. So Gunther and Leah, really awesome people. I personally love these people as well. Unfortunately, they were divorced. They are divorced now. I don't know if they should have been married. And this is one of those relationships that I got to see at a very, very young age. And I recognize these two are not. This is not something that would make a lot of sense. He does still ask me for advice even today, and he's much older than I am. And I love him. I'm always going to love him. And the woman, as much love as I have for her, I've known her almost all my life. The character is just not where it needs to be for marriage. And if you listen, anyone can tell. Not anyone. People can see something is off, but some people just don't want to listen. And maybe you can't really tell something is off on the outward, but you got to be able to discern that and see certain things because they're going to extrapolate. So that's their example. Unfortunately, I think he's happier now. They are divorced, which is unfortunate. Again, I'm trying to help reduce this divorce rate. A lot of divorce is due to individuals who just get married they shouldn't be married. They shouldn't be married. This is an example of people who should not have been married. So it's very sad, honestly. And their kids are pissed, all that stuff, whatever. It is what it is. You know what to do. If you don't want to end up in that situation, go and get the program. God can help you. God can help you through this program. You know what I'm saying? Peter, he's also an example of somebody that doesn't like to listen. I don't know why there's a bunch of these that don't like to listen. Okay, the next few are people who don't like to listen. Just not you get wisdom. You get someone telling you how to do something, and you just keep watching it, because you just want to do your own thing, and you're gonna keep circling around this mountain, and until your mind comes back into your skull, and you can start focusing again. Right? You got to be reasonable. He's not somebody that's reasonable, so he's still single. He's probably going to be single for a long time until he switches that mentality. And it just is what it is. You got to be willing to change. Sorry, guys, I'm running out of time. I don't want to keep you guys here forever. I got places to go as well. So, if you know that you're already ready to go down. You don't need to hear me anymore. I still got a couple minutes here. You don't need to hear me anymore. All right. Sarah is somebody that, I've also known for a very, very long time. Someone that doesn't like to listen, not a listener. Always has conflicts with men, always has conflicts with women. Just somebody that is like doesn't have a lot of friends. She's she's not a listener. She doesn't like to listen. And here's the thing: when you don't listen to sound counsel, you don't listen to sound wisdom, you don't have discernment, your life is going to be shambles. High level of debt, car payment, no friends, very low spiritual life. I think she might be possessed. I'm not gonna lie, but like, just there's everything that could be going wrong is going wrong with this person, and because she doesn't listen. She's not a listener. And you can't do much with somebody. I say something in the program, and you've heard this before probably, but like, you can't steer a parked car. Like, the car needs to be moving in order to direct it somewhere. Somebody that doesn't want to do anything, doesn't want to listen. What are you going to do with that person? Let him go. You're going to hear that a lot in the program. You're going to hear that a lot. This is a life-changing situation. Like, people's lives, if you just listen, your life will be changed. All you got to do is just listen. How hard is it to just listen? Anyway. You know what I mean? Excited. I'm about to get into teaching mode. Bobby, sharp guy. He came to me late. He came to me in a situation where it's like this girl that he was with, just a very estranged person, and their daughter. Unfortunately, they had a daughter. I mean, it's great that they have a child. I'm grateful for the life of the child, but it was obviously she was born out of wedlock. That situation should not have occurred. But he came to me while I didn't even know what was happening, but he asked me, hey, this is what I got to do. This is like what's going on. Can you give me some advice on what's going on? Helped him out, prayed for him. They're in immense court battles back and forth for I don't even know how long. Pray for him. Within I think it was a week or so, he got custody of his kid, full custody. This girl went to jail, bro. She went to jail, and he's now they're getting a place and doing, the fact that God can just answer prayers, and the fact that God can also just if you just listen to sound wisdom, your whole life can change, bro. Your whole life can change. You know what I mean? So this girl, Mona is a interesting situation. She also is not a good listener, unfortunately. And her life has been affected in many ways, to the point of very high levels of mental instability, where, I'm not going to give too many details. I love this girl. I'm always going to love this girl. But she's not a listener. She doesn't listen to reason. And unfortunately, the stuff that she's asked me for advice on many occasions. Does she apply it? The answer is no. So her life is just shaky. She's probably one of the most shaky people I've ever met. One of the most shaky people I've ever met. So again, you gotta be wise. You gotta be wise. I think these ones, I think the rest of them are a bit negative, and we'll use the last one for a positive. The next one is a couple. I met them in a business setting. Ben and Alice is what we're gonna call them. One person was willing to do the work for their relationship and for their life, and one person was not. And as much as I think it was the guy that was the problem in this situation, I was trying to help him. Hey man, you gotta shape up. You gotta step up, bro. Because I do mentor a lot of people in different areas in life, whether it's music, whether it's relationships, whether it's health, whatever it might look like, whether it's money, debt freedom. I mentor a lot of people, and it's just bro, you gotta shape up. He didn't want to shape up. So they're not together anymore. Praise God. But I heard she's doing some pretty cool things, and he's doing whatever he's doing. But there has to be individuals who, you got to be a team, right? If you're not willing to be part of a team or part of a partnership, I don't think you're ready for marriage personally. But if you do want that, and you want a kingdom spouse, and you want to resolve your relationship problems forever, scroll down and get the program. Stop wasting your time. Every moment that you delay, every day you delay, you are delaying your destiny. And most people are not going to see their destiny fulfilled because all they do is delay. Procrastination after procrastination. Y'all are moving crazy. Get with the program and change your life, all right? Madison. Oh my goodness. Madison, she's one of the many people in this list that had a thing for me. This girl does not listen, bro. I think now she's starting to come around a little bit because life has kind of humbled her in a sense. But I remember she came to me This was years ago, years and years ago. I remember. And she was asking me about this dude. I'm like, yeah, this dude's not the one. He's not a good guy. I'm not saying he's not a good guy. He's a cool guy, but he's not responsible. And he's not the type to step up. She had no kids at the time. She was just flirting this idea with me. And I'm just like, yeah, it's probably not the person. This girl went to go and get pregnant by this man. Not once, but 2 times. And now has another child with another dude. And I got love for her. I'm always going to have love for her. You know, we had a thing at a certain point in time. But she doesn't listen. You know, and by God's grace, I'm living holy now. So what you do is I'm living holy now. I've been living holy for years. Rededicated my life back to Jesus Christ in 2021. Praise the Lord. And he's definitely dealt with me since that time. But I'm grateful. But like, this person didn't listen. You know what I'm saying? I think her life is starting to become a little bit more stable. She still struggles with a high level of debt, makes a lot of weird decisions still, but it's a little bit better. She's starting to kind of apply some of these things, right? Aaliyah, also somebody that's hard-headed, didn't want to listen. So if you're noticing a trend, every single person that listens, their life is great. All the people that didn't listen, all of them, their life has been tanking year after year. It gets lower and lower and lower. And I'm just watching. Hey, anytime you want help with that, anytime you want a lifeguard to come and give you a raft or give you a whatever, to floaty to keep you from drowning, you holler at me. They're proud. They don't want to. So their life is going to keep going downhill. Aaliyah didn't listen. I remember it, man. I remember she was hanging around with this dude. I'm like, bro, this is not a guy. I don't know what you are doing. Oh, I love him. This is my guy. I love him. All right, cool. Ends up getting pregnant. Gives birth to an amazing child. Her child, I love her child. Her child is an amazing child. Smart, super intelligent. But like, bro, never. Her dad is not in the picture. Obviously, he left super quick. You know, and she's also somebody that has a hot temper. Doesn't like to listen. Very proud. And the last example is me, myself. By the grace of God, God has helped me to change my entire life relationally. For me, by God's grace, I'm going to be getting married very soon. And it's not just to anyone. Like, I can't just marry anyone. Like, I have, by God's grace, I'm not trying to toot my horn. I have a lot of options. And, you know, God has really shifted my life and changed me as a result of some of these things that he's exposed to me, and even mentorship that I've received. And some of these seminars, you know, some of them are cool. I'm not going to lie. Some of these seminars are cool, but they just don't do it justice, man. They're soft. They're not, people's lives are not changing as a result of these seminars. And the thing is, a lot of people complain about them, and these people who run them don't even know. So I'm just like, what are y'all even really paying for? You're paying for your life to stay the same? That's insane to me personally. My life has changed. Not only has my life been rededicated to Christ, I'm now serving God. I'm helping people. I'm leading people to the Lord by the grace of God. Relationships are popping. Friendships. It bleeds into everything in life. You know, leading women to Christ, leading men to Christ, all that stuff. I want you to truly understand why it is that you want to change your life. If you don't have your why, I'm not going to convince you of a why. You need to have your why. All right? I love you guys. Please leave a review. Praying for all of you. I will see you on the inside. Let's get it, y'all. Come on, let's find your spouse and solve your relationship problems forever. It's Jerry with God and Jerry. We're out of here. Bye.